Good evening. My name is Tom. Welcome to the Rustic Log Cabin here in northern Maine. This channel is all about the great outdoors. Everything from ice fishing to trapping eel to deer hunting and bear hunting. And if you like this kind of stuff, subscribe to the channel. Enjoy my videos. I have somewhere in the neighborhood of 250 videos that I have produced to date. They are all about living the lifestyle here at the Rustic Log Cabin. That's all that I cover, is the great outdoors. Good evening, my name is Tom. I come to you from the Rustic Log Cabin in northern Maine. We're sneaking up on deer season every day. This morning I got up, it was 27 degrees in the cabin, or outside the cabin. I built me a little fire, warmed the place up. But anyways, deer season is about a month away now. So, as you can be expected, those of us that like to deer hunt are sitting on our edge of our seat right now. Now is the time to be doing scouting and all that. But today's video is going to be about how to take a deer from a tree stand. Sounds simple enough, so let's go through it. The way I see it anyways. It's time to dig out the shotgun again, a small 22. I have red squirrels running all over the place. I don't like red squirrels. So anyways, let's talk about how to shoot a deer from a tree stand. My art teacher in school, she's going to be very disappointed with today's video. I don't claim to be a drawer. I claim to be a deer hunter. Here's a tree stand. You're sitting in it. You finally got your spot all picked out. You're happy as a clam. It's opening morning and you're sitting in the tree stand. It's about 27 degrees, maybe even a little cooler than that. First thing in the morning. It's 7 o'clock in the morning now. It's been opening day now for 30 minutes. Up in here, when you're sitting in your tree stand, when you do your clearing and stuff like that, and everybody should know this, but you always put in these, you try to have shooting lanes. Doesn't mean you have to clear them. If you picked a good spot, some of them might be there. But try to get at least 3 shooting lanes, at a minimum. Because the distance from here to here for a deer is not very long, and it goes by very quick. Up here in this state, we don't normally have long shots, 50 yards, 75 yards, because of the way the tree growth is. That's why you don't see professional movie makers coming up here to do their deer hunts. They don't do it in the state of Maine. It's because the hunt is too difficult. You have to know how to hunt deer in the state of Maine. And I say that just about as firm as I can say it, because that's why you don't see reality show, TV show, movie star deer hunters coming here to the state of Maine to produce their, I don't want to say too much more on that, but you know where I'm going. Well, anyways, you're in your tree stand at 7 o'clock in the morning, and you spot a buck up here through this very first shooting range. Don't even lift your gun up, because you don't have time. He's only going to be there for a few seconds at the most. Where you want to lift your gun up is you picked out these runs. He's coming just the way you want him to come. He's coming down across. You got your 3 runs because you picked it out. You probably scouted and you know there's a run here. And he's doing just what you want. He's on that run. But here, now you might know he's a buck at that time. Maybe you spotted his rack. But you don't know if he's a shooter buck yet, because you only got to see him for a couple of seconds. You just know he's got a rack on him. But if you've got your gun up and ready, and you're looking down this run, while you're doing that, keep an eye on him, keep an eye on him. When he gets about in here, make sure you're looking down your scope. Now, right here, now you might get a shot here and you might not. This is where it's critical that you look that deer over really good. Because again, you only got a couple of seconds. Most of the time, I never take a deer in this window. This is window number 2. This is window number 1. This is the first window that I saw my deer in. Here's the second window. I'm getting to see if he's a shooter buck. In this state, he has to be a buck. Now we just have to have what, 3 inches or something like that. But who wants to shoot a deer with that small of a rack? Wait, get yourself an 8, 9, 10 pointer, if at all possible. Now so right in here, you're gonna see that he's a shooter buck. You know he's a shooter buck. But because of the time that it took to figure out that he was a shooter buck, he is through this window. Now he's here. That's why this run right here, this window right here, for me is the most important. I've seen my deer, I know he's a buck. I've seen him again, now I know he's a shooter buck. This is the 3rd run. Now I need to make the shot. 9 times out of 10, this is where I'm going to shoot my deer, right here. Again, this most of the time, 50 yards. Usually not even that. Or out to 75 yards. And that's because this state is so dense with growth. Here's the other point with this window right here. Do not look at the whole deer. You don't need to see the whole deer here. You've already seen him right here. You know he's a buck. Over here, you know he's a shooter buck. You've already looked him over. You know he's your deer. Listen, you know right here, he's your deer. So don't look him over down here. You don't need to. What you need to find on that deer is that little small spot where you're going to place that bullet. And you need to do it that quick. It needs to be fast. Because he's going to be here just as long as he was here and he was here. And we already know from past experiences with this buck, he wasn't here very long or we would have shot him. And he wasn't over here very long or we would have shot him. So by the time you get here, you'll see there's trees here and he'll come through. His head will come through. It could be on the ground, it could be high. Most of the time his nose will be right on the ground because he's after a doe. Because this is rut season. I see very few bucks in the woods with their heads held high going, hee hee, here I am. No. They're coming through the woods with their nose on the ground and they're snorting. They're snorting like a pig. And you can hear that snorting. And it's the best sound in the Maine forest. But when he's down here, you want to get that spot that's going to kill him. Now it might be the only shot you're going to get might be only a neck shot. Because that's, these shooting lanes aren't very wide. Might be in a different spot than what you had figured out. Maybe the only shots you've got is through some trees. That's why it's critical for you to go to the shooting range and sight in your rifle. Know your rifle, know where it shoots. Because you might need to make a neck shot. Maybe you can get a heart and lung shot, maybe. But what if there's a great big tree standing there? Sometimes these deer will stop because they know something's wrong. They'll stop. And they aren't gonna stop out in the open and say, hey, here I am, Mr. Hunter, here I am. They're gonna stop behind a brush pile, or they're gonna stop behind a fir tree. And maybe all you're gonna see is their neckline, or their back line, or their belly, or maybe all you're gonna see is their legs. You're not gonna see the entire deer. That's just not the way it happens. So then when he takes one more step, or before he gets to where that brush pile is, you've got to squeeze the trigger and get him right there. That's why it's so critical that you have only shoot an inch. I know that's what I talk about in so many videos. Get your rifle to shoot 1 inch. That way you have many shots at this deer and you can take him with 1 bullet. Because you know where your rifle shoots, you know how it shoots, and if you're a reloader, you have built your bullet for that rifle and you know exactly what that rifle will do. So this is how you shoot from a ground blind or a tree stand. They're no different. I prefer a tree stand. It gets me up above the tree growth a little bit, the low stuff. Ground blinds, I find shooting lanes a little bit tougher. You got to do a little bit more work on them, but we'll get into that in a different video. I have both ground blinds and I have tree stands. I hunt from both of them because I don't spend a lot of time in any one site. 2 days at the most, and then I'll take a week off and go hunt a different site, or maybe 2 weeks, maybe only hunt that stand once during the season, maybe twice. But that's reason for having plan B, plan C, plan D, is always have a place to deer hunt so that you don't have to spend every single night in one tree stand. If you spend every single night in one tree stand, the deer are going to get to know you and they're going to avoid that spot altogether during rifle season. Now here's the last thing that you need to know about this spot right here. You've been in your tree stand, you scouted out, you found a really nice place to deer hunt. Now you've taken your buck. He's a 10-pointer on opening day. You're flying high. I'm going to give you this advice so that you can hunt here again. When you shoot your deer down here, do not gut him right where he lays. Now I know that goes against everything you've been taught, heard, smelled, and everything else about deer hunting. Drag that deer off to a different spot and gut him somewhere else. And take that gut pile and hide it. I don't care if you've got to dig a hole. I don't care if you've got to tip over a stump or you've got to throw it in a river. I hunt close to water. I throw that gut pile in as much water as I can get, and I want it to float out of the area. Why? If I shoot a deer in deer season and there's snow on the ground, I come back to this cabin and I get a great big jet sled. And I put my deer in that jet sled so that I don't leave a blood trail from my kill site to this cabin or out to my pickup. Why? Why is that so important to me? Because other hunters are not very ethical at all whatsoever. They will tell you that they're an ethical hunter, but they're not. If they find out that you shot a 10-point buck right here, or you went down to the tagging station and you tagged your 10-point buck, and they got a good idea where you hunt because small towns know where different people hunt, some hunters will search out that gut pile. Then they will find your tree stand. Now you're going to have trouble hunting there from now on. Because, and especially if you're the hunter in town that on a regular basis gets a buck, townspeople know that. They're going to hunt you instead of hunting deer, and they will try to take your spot. So by leaving that gut pile behind, you might as well put out a gigantic sign, as big as this one, as big as this one. Or you might as well go get them and walk them out to where you hunt, because they will find that gut pile and you will no longer have a spot to hunt that you can call your own. And that's what it takes to get a buck by yourself without a group hunt that pushes deer around and pushes them on you. If you are a solo hunter, take care of your gut pile. Hide it. Do whatever you got to do with it, but do not leave it around your tree stand. So if you like this kind of video and you like this kind of knowledge, subscribe to the channel and become a part of the community that makes up East Grand Woodsman.